Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I can't even begin to express like how excited I am to talk about these. I want to say mid to end last year, I really dove into the audiobook realm. I want to say I have about like 6 audiobooks under my belt at this point. I kind of am obsessed. This video is going to be about the books that I have read, would I recommend them, would I not, my brief description of the book. There might be a couple spoiler alerts here and there. We're going to get into it. So the first book I'm going to be talking about, and I know everyone knows about this dang book. It's all over social media. It's all over TikTok. Fan art is going crazy. I believe, I don't know if it's real or not, but I believe there is a TV adaptation or a movie in the process right now. They would make millions if they made like a movie series out of these books, or a TV series, whichever one. If you see me looking to the side a little bit, it's because I wrote down notes and little bulletins about each book, so I remember what to talk about and what to say. So yeah, the first book we're going to talk about is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but we're going to be talking about that. I listened to the Fourth Wing series on Graphic Audio. Graphic Audio has all the bells and whistles. For example, like you'll hear lightning strikes, you'll hear rain, you'll hear the wind. They say the quote, Graphic Audio, it's a movie in your mind, which it really is. Like it really feels like you are there. When you add all of the extra sound effects, when like the characters are walking down a hallway and you can hear their voices echoing off the walls and you hear their footsteps echoing down the hallway too, like you really can envision it. If you guys struggle with audiobooks but you really want to get into audiobooks, maybe that would be able to keep your attention a little bit better. So moving on, fantasy, romance, action, drama. The voice actors and actresses are amazing. I love them. In Graphic Audio, there's voice actors for literally every character, by the way, but the only voice actress that I was a little confused about, and I didn't know if she was AI or not in the beginning, was Violet's sister. Violet's older sister Mira, I still don't know, I haven't done my research, so I still don't know if she's AI or not, but it's just sounded here and there, it sounded a little robotic, but maybe it was just the microphone or something, I don't know, but it's still, everything was still really good. You're falling in love with the characters, you're hating some of the characters, so there's a lot of spicy scenes in this book. But when y'all get to the part where the lightning strikes, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. No words needed, nothing needed. That was chef's kiss. One of the main characters is Violet Sorrengail. She is the daughter of a general of this land, kingdom, school, place. Her father was a scribe. Her other brother was, dang, was he a scribe or a writer? I think he was a writer. She basically is going to the school to kind of create a name for herself. She's proving herself to her family and to herself that she is not a weakling, that she is meant to be here. She is meant to be a dragon rider, that she is as badass as the rest of her family and then some. And in the first book, you're gonna find out that the government is kind of like corrupted. And when I say government, people that are like in control of everything. You're trying to figure out who are the good guys, who are really the bad guys, or is the best friend, do they have a secret motive and everything like that? Who is really on your side and who's not? And then in this book, she's falling for the enemy, but is the enemy really an enemy? Everyone's telling her to stay away from this guy, but the more that you get to know him, yeah, he's an ass, but like he sees in you what you are wanting other people to see, you know? Okay, so spoiler alert, I'm about to say something pretty crazy, so if y'all don't want to hear this, skip it. Someone dies. I'm not gonna say who dies, but someone dies, and when I tell you guys, I literally was tearing up at work to the point where someone had came up to me and was like, are you okay? Like, you look like your eyes are watering. And I'm like, my favorite character, or one of my favorite characters, just died. It's so sad, y'all. Like, when I tell y'all, your emotions and your adrenaline is gonna be through the roof. It's crazy. Would I recommend this book to people? Yes, 100%. The twists and turns, all the amazing sound effects that they put into this audio. Honestly, I would be tempted to give it a 10 out of 10, but like, I don't want to be too nice, but it's up there. It's definitely in the top 3s for sure. So next, I'm going to talk about Iron Flame. This is the second book in this series. To me, There were not as many spicy scenes as there were in the first book, because now we're learning the history of characters, how these realms and schools became, and we're starting to figure things out and learn about the history and trying to basically get ready for a war that's getting ready to happen. There's not really enough time to have these spicy scenes. I don't want to give too much detail because I really want y'all to read it yourselves, but the two main characters, the love interest that's there, they're building trust. Some stuff went down in the first book. People were sharing selective truths. Oh my gosh, the yearning and the drama. I was getting frustrated with Violet for a little bit because I was like, girl, just give in. Just tell each other that you love each other, okay? And that you want to be together forever, okay? Let's just, come on. Like, stop with the tension. Stop with the back and forth and playing hard to get. It was getting on my nerves. But as soon as we think someone's hurt and someone's dead or something, then you want to go fly 18 hours away to confess some stuff. That was a little sprinkle of a spoiler, so my apologies. There's details in the first one, but we're getting a lot of details and backstories and everything in this second one for sure. I can't wait to read the next one. Of course, there are some people that are saying like, oh, I don't know about the next one, but anyways, I'm excited for the next book. Miss Rebecca loves to end these books on a cliffhanger. The last one, spoiler alert, like I said, someone died. Somebody was dying towards the end of the book, and we left it at a cliffhanger. Someone who we thought was dead actually wasn't dead. Along with the characters in this book building trust, I'm trying to build my trust with Miss Rebecca because she is putting us through the ringer, y'all. Like, when y'all listen to this book, and if you already know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just like, bruh. The cliffhanger in the second book, I can deal with. My heart can take this, okay? If in the third book, one of these characters that are near and dear to my heart, if one of them die, I'm over it. I will not be reading. I will not do that to myself. My heart cannot take it. My heart couldn't take the first book's death. The second book, the third book, we are about to find out what happens in this third one, because I swear if someone dies, I'm gonna be pissed. And Rebecca, I will be emailing you. Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, I would 100% recommend. You gotta listen to both, you gotta read both. Unfortunately, because I do not read the physical books and I am a audiobook girly 99.999% of the time, the graphic audiobook for Onyx Storm, which is the third book, will not be coming out until like April, May. So we got a couple months, which means I'll just have to fill those couple months with other audiobooks. Darn. Next on the list, y'all, the first book in this series is called Him. It is by Serena Bowen and Ellie Kennedy. I listened to this series off of Audible. There are two voice actors for this book. The two main characters are Jamie and Wes, and I love them. I love the voice actors' voices because the voices matches the personality of the characters so well. But for some reason, I don't know why, and if anyone has listened to these, let me know if you agree, but for some reason in the beginning, my brain wanted to switch the names, but after listening to the full first book and then I got into the second one, my brain finally wired itself correctly and I started, but for some reason when I would explain the book to somebody else, I kept switching the names. But regardless, I love the voice actors. Wes specifically, I don't know what it is, I don't know, like the accent, but not really an accent, it's just butter. It's smooth. I love it. These spicy scenes are a 10 out of 10. They are very detailed. They are very in-depth. They are very romantic, very hot. You do not need to be listening to these books in public, because when I tell you guys these scenes get spicy, This book is basically a realization / like coming out story between two friends that played hockey together. Well, they were in a hockey camp and stuff when they were younger. You're just like, be with him already. Realize that y'all love each other more than just friends. Never have I ever wanted to be a unicorn in someone's relationship, but I would love to just be in that relationship, or a fly on the wall, or a neighbor, or anyways, I would love to be with them. You can't help but just to be like happy and smile, when these characters are happy and smiling. It's just so sweet. And I love that this romance is between two guys. I love the gay, queer, LGBT community as it is. I am a part of it. Hello, here. It just warms my heart to be reading and listening to this type of book. I think another reason why I'm hooked on this series so far is because so far nothing super horrible happens. It's just common issues in relationships, whether it be a queer relationship or a straight relationship. They're common relationship struggles, but it doesn't end bad, which is really nice, and my heart can take that. I'm very in tune with my emotions and my feelings, and I really feel for the characters. So it's just a nice breath of fresh air when your heart doesn't break too bad, you know? I think they were friends and they went to this camp for 8 or 11 years, I think, but Wes was secretly in love with Jamie. Jamie is, for majority of his life, he always thought he was straight, but come to find out, this is his coming out realization story of him actually being bisexual. But Wes is like fully gay. Wes went to a college in a different state, and then Jamie stayed behind where they grew up, pretty sure went to college, but would coach at the hockey camp that they went to. Wes ghosted Jamie for reasons, and I'm not gonna go into detail on these reasons because it's a specific situation, because they don't just go out and say what happened. You have to build up to it for Wes to basically come clean to us, the readers, and to Jamie about why he ghosted Jamie. I think it was 4 years. 4 years after Wes had went to college to play hockey, they reunited. There were struggles to kind of get Jamie to accept what Wes was saying, and so far each book has had a happy ending in more ways than one. So next one is Us. That is the second book. Y'all probably were wondering, are the spicy scenes still spicy? And yes, they are still very much spicy, which is perfectly fine. Don't change it. Love you for you. There's a lot more drama in this book, okay? Your heart will break a couple times. Will they make it? Will they not? In this book, you get to know a little bit more of Wes's history with his family and how he grew up and stuff. Jamie moves to Canada with Wes because Wes is a big time hockey player now. They have to hide the relationship, so that causes a lot of issues, and he's in his rookie season and everything. And basically just say that they're roommates if anyone notices or asks about them living together. Wes's manager basically wants the world to see how good of a hockey player Wes is before he comes out to the public that he is gay. If someone comes by the apartment, they have to act like, oh, what's up, bro? Like, yeah, we're cool. Even though they're already like, what's up, bro? And stuff here and there. But it's just friendship. Like, they can't know. There's a part where Jamie gets sick and Wes freaks out. There's this one scene where y'all might just tear up like I did when Wes calls somebody about Jamie being sick. And that whole scene, those couple chapters of that freaking out moment, oh my gosh, my heart was breaking for Wes. Wes's best friend, love him. That's all I'm gonna say. We hated Wes's dad in the first book, and we still hate Wes's dad in the second book, so that's not really a spoiler, that's just an obvious. So the first book is starting the relationship, and then the second book is figuring out the relationship, and then we'll see what happens in the third one. I am not going to give a spoiler on how the second book ends because I want y'all to be as giddy as I am and was when I listened to the last couple chapters. It gives you hope. It gives you hope for relationships and love. Would I recommend this? 100%. Of course I would. Both books are great. You gotta listen to it. Romance, hockey, hot guys, spicy scenes, love all around and in the air, goofy, funny moments here and there. 10 out of 10. Now, let's go to our next book.
Emily McIntyre?
Okay. But this is her Never After series. I want to say she has about 6-7 books. I've only listened to 2 so far. I will listen to others as time goes on, but I have other books that are higher up in the list of next listens. The first fantasy story book that I ever listened to was her Hooked book, and I loved it so much, y'all, that I got the physical copy. Y'all don't judge me. Everyone has their collectibles, everyone has their things, and if I really love the audiobook, I might just treat myself to the physical copy to add it to my collection of books. I did that with Iron Flame. I don't think I realized I picked up Iron Flame, and I think I meant to pick up Fourth Wing. I love it. So you have two main characters in this book. You have Hook and you have Wendy. Hook also goes by James, though, if you're close to him like me and Wendy are. But yeah. The Never After series is like a retelling Emily's perspective of the villain. So she's basically giving the villains their own story. Hooked is based off of Peter Pan and Captain Hook, but it's not like the child story at all. In this book, Hook is basically a mob boss, and then Peter Pan is the father of Wendy. He deals with transporting different things with his plane company, so that's technically how Peter flies. Wendy's love interest is Hook, and then there's obvious conflict because Hook and Peter have, or let's say Peter had beef with Hook's parents, so now Hook has beef with Peter, and so you're falling for your enemy's daughter. You know how in the Peter Pan stories, movies, Hook was afraid of crocodiles, and the ticking of the watch and everything that plays a part in here. She added that in there, and she added Croc in her own way. Let's just say there's a lot of evil that runs through these families. Y'all just have to listen and read for yourself, but I really do love how Emily retold this story and gave different perspective of this story. Her Never After series are all dark romances. There's some trigger warnings for Hooked. It's a little aggressive, but it's nothing too crazy. A little bit of blood here and there, not like blood play or anything. He has a hook. He hooks some people. That's all I'm gonna say. The spicy scenes are really good in this too. And then like the romance and the drama, you're gonna fall for Hook just like I fell for Hook. In this book, you're gonna kind of justify the crazy stuff that he does because you're gonna be like, you know, that's fair. Like, I get it. I get why you did that. There's a part in the book where they need to trust each other, and it is a struggle to get them to trust each other. What Hook ends up doing to Wendy, no, I get it's a crazy situation. I wish we would just say what's going on. Y'all are so stubborn. How good would the book be if you weren't on the edge of your seat the entire time while listening? So fine. I've only listened to 2 books in this series, but so far, like, I love Hooked, and I don't know if anything else can top it. If anyone else has listened to all her Never After series, let me know which one like y'all love the most. The last book that I will be mentioning is another book from Emily's Never After series. It is called Scarred. By the title of the book, y'all probably guessed it right. It's a retelling of Scar from Lion King. I'm gonna be honest, okay? I've told y'all I've loved all the other books, right? I liked this story, but to me, it took a really long time for the 2 main characters to kind of get together, whether that be intimately or to kind of work together on whatever was supposed to be happening. Me and my book club, this was our first book that we read together. I picked it out because I loved the Hooked one so much. I thought maybe the Scarred would be just as good, but I remember us talking about it and we were like, okay, we only have a few chapters left. Like, when is stuff gonna start popping off? The last 5 chapters were super like rushed in, and we just got everything, and then it was boom, done, over with. Maybe that book should have been part 1, and then we needed a part 2 of it, because I feel like we needed more details of all the crazy stuff that was happening. The main characters get together, truth comes out really quickly, war, and end. Like, oh, that's it. That was the end. Okay. So Michael is the older brother who is the king. And then you have Tristan, who is the scarred prince, main character. And then you have Sarah B, which is the love interest to Tristan, the scarred prince. Sarah is going to marry Michael, the older brother, to unite lands and kingdoms, because her kingdom is kind of going downhill ever since her father died or got murdered. That was a spoiler, sorry. Michael needs to marry to secure his spot as king, and then, to eventually one day produce an heir. And with Tristan was picked on a lot while growing up by his brother's posse. But Tristan was picked on because their father really favored Tristan because he was just smarter, a little bit more kind, a little bit more humble, and a lot more skillful than Michael was. So Michael was obviously jealous of that, which caused him to have this sort of like resentment. So growing up, Tristan ended up being the angry, evil brother. I'm not gonna lie, Tristan was real mean to anyone and everyone. He did not care. He didn't give two F's. Which, I mean, what all that he went through, hey, I get it. And all the lies and deceitfulness and truths that come out, y'all. To give a little bit more detail on Sarah, Sarah isn't the sweet innocent girl that she is trying to make herself look like she is. She has a secret plan underneath all of this, and going through everything, Tristan can see through it that she's not just some sweet little innocent doe. She basically is wanting to get revenge for her father. There's a lot of lies and trickery between mothers, brothers, uncles, cousins, and maids. This is how I would recommend the book. I would recommend the Hooked book first. And if you really like how she tells her stories, then give the rest a listen. Unless you want to listen to Scarred, then go for it, but maybe give a different book a try and wait to read Scarred later on. I don't know. It just was rushed. I needed more from it. If you guys have recommendations to give to me and to other people that have watched this, please comment down below and let us know. If you guys have listened or read any of these books, let me know what your thought process was in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. I'm gonna make these audiobook reviews an actual thing. So give it a couple months and I'll come back with some more audiobooks and we'll see if I recommend them or not. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all on the flip side.